Are you at all concerned about technology replacing the DJ? And I'm talking about anything from Spotify to Apple Music to AI. If you have concerns, you're not alone. And I think it's valid to have concerns about this. I do believe there are ways to combat this. I don't think that every DJ out there is going to be able to pull this off. There are going to be some DJs who can't, some who can. And these are just my opinions based on my personal observations. None of this is gospel or written in stone. And if you don't agree with me, that's okay. We're still friends. Okay? I'm just going to share some stuff with you that I've been thinking about lately. And you be the judge. What do you think? So I was talking to a friend of mine last night, and they were saying how they really feel like they need to get a really good streaming service because there are times when there are party goers who approach them and ask for songs that they don't have. So they feel this need to be able to have these songs. So these particular people who are requesting songs don't look at them like they're not a legit DJ. DJ should have every song. And if you don't have it, what's the deal? They have it on their phone and they can show it to you. So you're going to look bad if you don't have it. And I thought about it and I said, well, wait a minute. Hold on a second. The phone is different than your music library. Your music library should be a comprehensive collection of music that allows you to go in several different directions. And I understand that we may not have every song, but we have the right songs, or we should have the right songs. And if the game is to play the whim of any rando who comes up to the DJ booth, how are we different than Spotify? How are we different than a jukebox or YouTube or anything else? If all our objective is to play every rando song at their whim. Walked away for a while, came back, he thought about it, and he said, you know what, you're right. That's the difference between Spotify and AI and Apple Music and any advancement they may make and a solid DJ. Spotify is going to play exactly what you ask it to play. And it may make some suggestions based on what you like. You know what? Look, full disclosure, I don't have Spotify. I don't have Apple Music. I've never used AI for anything. So I'm not talking from experience here. I'm just going off of what I've been told about these things. And I do know that technology is growing exponentially. So services that are available out there right now are only going to get better in arranging music, in mixing music automatically. But yeah, look, if we're playing everyone's request on demand, we're no different than Spotify or a jukebox or anything else. The game is to play the right songs, even if the audience didn't even think to ask for them. The comedian George Carlin said, comedy is this thing where you got a line, right? And what he likes to do is find that line, bring people across it, and make the audience happy that you did. This is, I think, the mark of a great DJ. You're playing the songs for the audience that they didn't think to ask for, but they love. And this is different than being a tastemaker, because that was his argument too. Well, I never wanted to be a tastemaker. Understand what a tastemaker is. A tastemaker is a DJ, is someone who's breaking new tracks. No one's heard this track before, but I'm going to play it right now and they're going to love it. This is not what I'm talking about, becoming a tastemaker. What I'm talking about is playing those songs that they know but didn't think to ask for. And how do you know what those songs are? That's your job as a DJ. Look, there are, I guess, generations of us out there who got into this because we love music. We got into this because we understood music and how people respond to music. We didn't necessarily get into it because we just liked equipment or liked to mix or scratch. It was about music programming. There are other DJs who got into it for other reasons. And those of you who got into it for other reasons may struggle a little bit with this concept of advanced programming. But I really think that's where it's at. It's not in your mixing skills. It's not in your scratching skills. It's not in the cool gear that you buy. It's in advanced programming skills. And over time, you develop these advanced programming skills. So that's the game. Be better than the technology. Know better than the technology. Know better than the average party goer. I do want to talk about requests because I think there are a couple of different kinds of requests. I have people that come up to me when I'm playing, I don't know, let's say 80s music, and they'll say, hey, can you play some 70s music? And hey, great idea. I'll play it for them, see how it works, and if it does, I will continue on that particular trajectory. There are also those who I feel like want to try to take control of the evening. This is usually a younger generation of people. These people are 30 and under. They want to tell you what to play, exactly what to play. And I understand why they're doing this. They're not doing it to flex, I don't think. Most of the time. Sometimes they do, but most of the time they're not doing it to flex. The reason they're doing it is because their entire life, they've had their very own playlist and earbuds. And they've played exactly what they want to hear, exactly when they want to hear it. Sometimes when they go to a social event, this is how they're programmed to think. Well, I want to hear this song right now, so I'm going to tell the DJ to play it. If the DJ plays it at their whim, well, they're just like Spotify. So the whole communal experience of playing in front of a group of people is an art. You have to find something that's going to work well for the majority of the audience in front of you. Not necessarily what's going to satisfy the desire of the rando just asking for something arbitrarily that you don't have. Look, if you are a solid DJ and you've got the latest music services and you're paying attention to what's going on and you know what works well for an audience, you should have all the tracks that you need. There shouldn't be much an audience member is going to come up and ask for that you don't have that needs to be played or is going to serve the greater good of the audience. It's been my experience anyway. I mean, really. Who are they to say what's best for the audience? They're one person or a small group of people. You're the professional DJ. You should know what's best for the audience, and you should be playing it. Be like going to the dentist because you need to get your teeth cleaned or you need a filling or root canal or whatever. And you tell the dentist how to be a dentist. Hey, you should do it like this, this, and this. Who are you to tell the dentist how to do it? All you need to do is say, this hurts, or I need my teeth cleaned, and let them do what they do. Why? Because they are the professional. Because they know more about this than you'll ever know. Because they went to school for this. They're doctors. Who are you to tell the doctor how to perform open heart surgery? Let the doctor do that because that's what they do. I understand not all DJs are at the level of open heart surgeons. I get that. So that's why I say not every DJ is going to be able to pull this off. But those of you who have really gotten into this for reasons of serving the audience instead of the reasons of showing off your skills or just being a jukebox, those are the DJs that I do worry about. I'm concerned for these DJs. They're not going to make it. There's going to come a time when they're going to be very obsolete. But those of us who have dedicated ourselves to this and really love what we do and understand the art of programming, along with the art of mixing and blending and such, you're going to rise to the top. You're going to serve your audience better than any Spotify list could ever do it, or AI, or any other tech that happens to come along. But you got to be good at this. And that's why I encourage people to focus on programming so much, because at the end of the day, I really believe that's what matters. Everything else can be replicated by AI. Everything else, except the programming. Putting the stuff in the right order, playing it at the right time, and not necessarily just playing whatever the whim of the rando and the audience just happens to be. If you don't want to be Spotify, stop playing everyone's requests on demand. Stop worrying about having every song available to man or woman. Just play the right songs. You should know what the right songs are because you're the professional. If you don't, it's time to start thinking about what the right songs might be and figuring that out if you want to keep doing this thing of ours. So anyway, that's my video. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you tuning in. Your likes, subscriptions, notification, bell rings, all those things. Comments, please leave your comments. What do you think of what I'm saying? Am I out of my mind or am I into something? We'll see you next time. Practice and enjoy.